Alright everybody, so we are back and today we're going to be talking about all the bells and whistles and enhancements we can expect from Spider-Man Miles Morales on the PlayStation 5. This will include new graphical features, the advantages of next gen, and the enhancements made to the environment, so let's get to it. So when we get into Spider-Man Miles Morales this fall, when we boot it up, we're going to notice something different. Now, of course, this isn't just the fact that we're not playing as Peter Parker, the fact that we're playing as Miles Morales. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how quick you will be able to get to the game. It will only take seconds once you hit go to jump into the actual game itself. So the first big feature that was revealed by Insomniac on the PlayStation blog is the fact that instant loading is something that is being put into this game. Now, of course, there's no real way to describe how this works other than saying instant loading, as in you hit it and you're there. And the game that I think showed this off the best was the new Ratchet & Clank, where they were literally pulling assets from different levels all into one, because they could literally load it in under fractions of a second due to the new hard drive that the PlayStation 5 has. We will see this utilized to the full ability of the PlayStation 5. Next up is 3D audio. So while they don't go into all the details, you just look at everything else they've said about how 3D audio is going to work on the PlayStation 5. This means complete immersion that goes hand in hand with the haptic feedback on the controller, meaning that when you hear a sound coming from the left, your controller will also start to simulate that the sound is coming from the left, enhancing the feeling. Now, not only that, since they are taking actual ear scans of ears and trying to adjust how this works, this will be the best possible way to hear the game. Instead of using a surround sound, they recommend using actual headphones so you can get completely immersed in it. Next up is the overhauled city. Now, the city will be based on what they did in Marvel's Spider-Man, but new enhancements are being made. Obviously, more fidelity, more pedestrians, better environmental textures, and geometry, meaning that the buildings will look more detailed than what they were in the previous game, getting closer to looking like actual New York City. And all of this will be topped off by ray tracing, which is 100% confirmed to be in this game. Now, for those of you that might not know what ray tracing is, and it's a little bit complex to explain, imagine shadows and how things bounce off of environments. They will look realistic, as opposed to having to cheese it like they did in the previous generations. Now, ray tracing, of course, I think the best example of this is in the recent Gran Turismo 7 demo that they gave, and even in Ratchet & Clank, you could actually see it in Clank's face, how it was bouncing off the environment and even pieces of him. This, until you see it in action, till you sit down and compare it, it's hard to describe how it's actually going to look and how much better it's going to make the actual game look in the long run. But overall, this all sounds impressive. So this is all the confirmed enhancements we're getting with this game.